today's the day. I swear today I'm gonna be better. And then something happens at work or something happens at home, you get in an argument, traffic's bad, the smallest reason, I just need to go drink. And that happens day after day, month after month, year after year. And when you wake up and realize, I can't do this, I haven't been able to for years, I can't even talk about it with anybody. That's scary. And so to think that I could ever do it by myself was, I know now, impossible. But I had to go. I had to hit that bottom, my bottom, I guess, to realize I couldn't. My name is Lane. At a pretty young age, alcohol was always prevalent in my life, but really started to get a grasp after I left home for college. I didn't realize I was starting to self-medicate from just normal stress, but it went from just being casual and recreational, kind of like hanging out with your friends, to, oh, well, now it makes me feel better, so I'm going to start doing it before I go to class because that's going to help me get through class, and the more I used alcohol to relieve some of that stress, the easier it got to use it in kind of everyday situations, to a point where I had to hide it because I knew it was not normal. At that point I knew it was far more than normal amounts, but I didn't really want to deal with that. I didn't want to acknowledge it or talk to anybody about it. For a few year span, I was drinking, close to a bottle of whiskey a day. I'd doing a lot of driving for work, and I would hold myself off long enough to at least get home or close to home, and then drink a whole lot outside or in the truck, in the driveway, or wherever it had to be. And I would immediately go to get a drink when I came home so that I could justifiably have alcohol on my breath, so that, my wife wouldn't know that I came home drinking already. I could tell that it was impacting my marriage and it was impacting my kids because I wasn't putting in the full effort that I normally would have put in. It's the everyday stuff that starts to add up quickly, like not sitting down with your family to have dinner when they're sitting down to have dinner. And so you miss out on that opportunity. And when the kids are, tired and they want to watch a TV show, but you're ready to drink more, so I'm going to just go get them to bed.
I definitely felt retraction in our relationship, from the kids, from just in general. He kind of started to turn into a hollow shell, not really paying attention to anything I would say. And he looked at me, but he didn't, he looked like he was looking through me. I saw someone that I loved deeply hurting so bad, and I was trying to reach for any opportunity to alleviate any kind of stress, and he wouldn't let me, and that was really hard.
Going all the way back to being a kid up to my adult life, I've never been willing to be vulnerable. And that lack of openness is what made things really hard, because it makes it easy for the evil one to sway you in any direction he wants at any time. I guess I feel like I took God for granted. I always had this comfort knowing that God was with me and God was real, but it wasn't an active relationship at that point in time. And if any sort of guilt or conviction started to come into my heart, I would immediately try to get it out. We were still going to church, and so I felt God tugging at me all the time. Lots of times in worship, just feeling right at the brink of breaking down, right at the brink of tears, like my life is completely unmanageable, it's a complete mess, and feel like God was trying to tell me that he loved me and that there was something better than what I was doing. And I would just suck it up and sit down and pretend like nothing happened. I was so close to going over the edge in so many different areas, and there were things that people said I was saying or doing that I had no recollection of in, part of these drunken stupors. And, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I completely broke down. I was honest with my wife about it. Really, really hard conversation.
The immediate rush of emotions I had is, I've been living a lie. How am I gonna move forward hoping that the person I said I do to and had kids with and built a life with is the person that I love? I was trying not to let the devil get the best of me with my thoughts, like, he doesn't love you, this was all, none of this is true, he doesn't want to be with his family. And I feel like my whole series of events in our life, he wasn't truly there.
We decided that I needed to go to rehab. Rehab gave me an opportunity to have some quiet time and just try to be present with God, pray to him and sit and listen. And, I'll be honest, the first couple days it was, where are you in all this? I know you're here, but I don't feel you right now. And I want to. But progressively it started getting better. I had myself deceived for a long, long time, thinking that because I knew what the gospel said, that I was good. I was walking around saying I was a Christian, but not applying any of the gospel to my day-to-day life. I wasn't letting it transform me. I had to really open my heart up and take a long, hard look in the mirror and be honest with myself and say, you're not doing any of these things. And I asked God to really come into my heart and transform me. I was completely open to any and all changes, whatever that would be. It was the first time in my whole life that I can say I wholeheartedly gave my will to God. And it was still a process. It wasn't, I did that and I didn't go home the next day and it wasn't all better, but there's this peace of mind and comfort knowing that God's gonna take care of me in that process. When I started being vulnerable, I realized how much people in my life cared about me and loved me because I was admitting things I had done. I was admitting things that I'm not good at. I guess deep down I expected people to push me away because I admitted that, and that's the opposite of what happened. It's been nothing but open arms, and let's walk through this together. And had I figured that out a long time ago, I would have started being vulnerable a long time ago. And, even with all the support in the world and all the groups, all the resources, it's been incredibly difficult. Coming out of rehab, trying to adjust to life again, there were a lot of physical things that made it difficult, really deep dives into depression, which I've never felt before.
After a few days, I saw the depression sneak in, and in that moment, he needed as much grace as I could possibly give him. I would see him appear, and then it would creep back in, and then I'd see little glimmers of hope. And then as I saw his relationship with God grow stronger and relationships change and mend, I started to see him stand up a little bit taller and feel a little bit more confident in who he was and what he was doing and his purpose.
Relationships started getting really, really good. A small group at Grace Place, a couple relationships from rehab, a lot of really great guys down at Celebrate Recovery. It's been so fruitful and so rewarding, and without the relationships, there's no way. There's no way I get to 7 months sober, it just wouldn't have happened. And now that I've really authentically pursued a relationship with God, it's filled all the holes that I had. It's the relationship that means everything. It really does, because I don't know the best way, and I'm okay with that now. wherever God wants to take me, I'll go there with a smile. Because I tried really, really hard on my own, and wherever that was going was death, ultimately.
When he started truly putting God first, that's when the shift happened. There's definitely a real presence of him around, and I think that's what I appreciate the most, is he's there. He's truly there. And he's funny again and happy and lighthearted. And he's a great dad. And I think that's been the most precious thing that I've gotten back, is feeling like I have a partner.
I realized that I could go to God with all of my junk, and he wasn't going to turn me away because of it. I also realized that there was nothing I could hide from him or try to hide that he didn't already know, and that didn't change how he felt about me. He still was pursuing a relationship with me, even though over and over and over again, with my actions, I was telling him that I didn't want a relationship. And that's who God is, really. He is love. And there's nothing you can do to make him not love you.